Dang. I was trying to test it out for the first time. Gosh. That's all right, though. Welcome to Man Suit Monday. It's your boy DJ Grateful out here in the building once again. Guess who's back, y'all? I'm back, y'all. What's good? It's been a minute. Been a whole second since I seen y'all for real. Hope y'all doing good. How was your 2025 transition into the new year of 2026? We made it, y'all. If you're on this live, you made it. If you're watching the replay, you made it. Let's see if I can grab something to prop this thing on up. It's been a while since I kicked it with y'all, and I'm excited to be back on the scene. Your boy had to take a break because life be lifing, and sometimes you need rest. I think I said before that we don't prioritize rest enough. And so sometimes you gotta rest. You gotta get out of the public eye, and you gotta focus on you. Focus on home and focus on your priorities. Let me see if this work out. Oh yeah, that worked good. That worked good, y'all. I probably shouldn't put it right here. Let me put it right here. Dang, I'm trying to hide. Let's do this. That's better. That's better, y'all. Let's do this. There we go. Let me fix my chair. I'm trying to get in the middle of the camera. The one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to test out the horizontal feature. And I don't think I can do that right now. So it makes me wonder whenever I go live. Yeah, it makes me wonder when I go live on the pull-up show, when I do these things in advance, they give you an opportunity, whether you want to do like the vertical feature or the horizontal feature. And that's what I was trying to do. But didn't work out for you, boy. It's all good though. So if we gotta do the first couple of episodes of the pull-up radio show in the vertical feature, we're gonna do that. It's gonna be all right though. It's gonna be all right. So I hope everybody's doing good. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see you back. It's good to see you alive. Thank you for the community and those who support. Always appreciative of the supporters because I'm just in a position where I want to build community for those who just like what I do, who like, the real dope music that I've been able to discover and just introduce to the world because it's making an impact already. And so for those who are new, let me reintroduce myself. My name is DJ Grateful. I'm out here in the building. Grateful Radio Live, Grateful Radio, CEO of the Pull Up Radio Show, Mansu Monday podcast, which is what you're tuned into right now. Love Beyond the 14th podcast that I do with guests. Sometimes I do by myself. Have these important romantic conversations in the state of relationships. And I love to DJ music, specifically in urban Christian music like Christian hip hop, Christian R&B, Christian house, all the dope Christian genres. So it's what I do. So if you consider like, share, subscribe, and all of that good stuff, and then check out some of the mixes that I do. Check out the show, check out the podcast, and maybe you like what you like. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can introduce some new music to y'all that you might like, and you can add to your own personal playlist. Something that's dope, something that's uplifting, something that's positive, and it's God-centered. And so somebody that has really, who's really impacted music a lot is a dude named Miles Minnick out of the West Coast. So how many of y'all like West Coast music? Like, let me know for those who are in the chat right now. Does anybody like West Coast style music? What's up, Jesus loves you? Said my grandpa was a DJ. Yo, that's lit. That's lit. Do you remember the kind of songs he used to play? Like, what kind of like equipment he used to use, or any of that detail? I love to hear it. I love to know. Um, so yeah, Miles Minnick has made an impact in the West Coast, and so I've been following him. The Via Della Rosa album has been really dope, and he's got a lot of hits, especially that first half of the album. It's just straight hits. He got a song with like E40, Keep the Sneak, like the legends in the West Coast. And then Mr. Fab, he's got all of them on the album. And of course, you got the legendary Lecrae. So Lecrae has made such a deep impact within the Christian space and Christian music, Christian hip hop. And so he did the project with Miles Minnick, and that's just been a big hit. And I had the pleasure of meeting Miles Minnick in Florida a few years back, and that was a legit experience. And I just wanted to encourage him and say, man, keep doing what you're doing, because you are impacting the community. You impacted me, and I know he's impacting a lot of y'all out there. And if you don't know who that is, I would encourage you to check out his music. You might just be pleasantly surprised, and then all of that good stuff. So yeah, definitely check him out. So yeah, but as of last year, 2025 was interesting, and I got a chance to do a lot of different things, even things that I didn't expect that I would have a chance to do. So being able to stay, for the most part, consistent in the pull-up show was really dope. Doing all the podcasts, some of the guests that I had an opportunity, to do podcasts with, some of the random spaces that I got a chance to DJ at. So like last year, I had 2 opportunities to DJ in Charlotte. Excuse me. There's a place called Noda. There's a downtown space in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I had 2 opportunities to actually go down there and DJ. And so I want y'all to look out for the I'm Free line. One of my buddies, he sells clothing, like dope Christian clothing. And so me and him partnered up, and we went to Charlotte 2 times, and I got a chance to DJ, play some music while he was selling his clothes and stuff like that. It was legit, really dope. So shouts out to him. So being able to go there a couple of times, and then those live streams are like 2.5 hours, like 2 hours to 2.5 hours. So y'all definitely check that out when you get a second too. Shouts out to Jesus Love. He said he did some at a fire hub. Yeah, for sure. So yeah. So being able to go there was dope. I DJ'd twice at a. So all right, check this out, y'all. There was a 7-Eleven. I believe it was a 7-Eleven. No. It was a Circle K. It was a Circle K that closed down, but they still had the electricity going. And so I had plugged in to that spot, and I DJ'd in there like twice. So there's like there's two lives that I did where I hooked up inside of that abandoned like Circle K, and I just DJ'd. I just plugged up and DJ'd randomly. And so that was lit. And then I got a chance to go to Georgia last year because I had a family reunion with the family, and I plugged in to my auntie's outlet at the crib, and I did a mix there. What else did I do? Of course, we have parking lot praise, and so usually once a Sunday, I get a chance to do parking lot praise, partnered up with DJ Outlaw whenever he's able to make it, and of course we play music in the parking lot as people are walking to the sanctuary. So that's really dope as well. So yeah, so this year, I'm excited for this year because I don't know what's coming. All I want to do is make sure that I present opportunity for people to just check out the new stuff that's going on, continue to build this community, continue to present this really dope music and introduce new music to y'all, and just grow. And I want to grow with y'all too. I feel like I'm in a community with people that want to grow. I am not in Ohio. I'm out here in the state of North Carolina. That's what we do. I'm in North Carolina doing what I do out here. So definitely, and also I definitely want to travel too. So I want to travel to different places, and hopefully I can travel this year a little bit and DJ in random places. So hopefully we can do Notice again, and maybe other places that I just haven't had an opportunity to do. Hopefully I can make it out to Raleigh. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how it goes. I want to continue to connect with people and just see how it goes. So your pastor lives in North Carolina? Or in Raleigh? What part? What part? So yeah, it's gonna be lit this year. It's gonna be lit, and I'm just expecting God to move. I'm expecting God to make an impact through this music, and I know the next couple of years, this music is gonna continue to grow, and people are gonna continue to discover the music. And one thing that I realized, right, that a lot of these dope artists who are making an impact, who have been able to like impact the world and impact people like in the world, they got a huge catalog already. So by the time people really notice like what they're doing, they got a huge catalog of music, like 2 or 3 albums, 2 or 3 like EPs, and there's gonna be a lot of people who's gonna be able to go back and be like, "Yo, these dudes been making dope music. Like this ain't just a one hit wonder. This ain't just a one hit thing. Like these guys and these ladies been doing it for a minute too." And that brings me to my next point about like the ladies in Christian hip hop and Christian music, Christian R&B. I got yeah. The world. I feel like the world is ready. I was about to say the world ain't ready, but the world actually is ready. The world, y'all ready for Christian R&B because it's the same sounds that you like. Like if as if you were listening to a Chris Brown or Trey Songz, or Friday, or whoever your favorite R&B artist is. Them same sounds is being used by my Christian artists, and they're already making an impact. And so I love what God is doing as far as building the community of them. And I got a chance to watch this stream, HBO. So a dude named Young Chris and him and his people, he put together like a whole concert, and I'm just seeing the impact that it's making over people. Like it's so legit. So I'm excited for that movement too, like with Christian R&B. So I grew up listening to hip hop and R&B. Yeah, Forrest Frank too. I grew up listening to hip hop and R&B, and a lot of people said that Christian music back in the day was corny. And so when I'm going back like in the catalog of different artists, like people who've been doing it for a minute, even with like old school gospel that was considered gospel, but if you think about the sound of it was R&B. So technically it was Christian R&B, but we called it gospel because it's gospel artists with a with a gospel message. And so you got people like Dawkins and Dawkins, yeah, BB and CC Winans, like all of that technically was Christian R&B. And so when I'm looking back, they had a whole movement of like New Jack Swing. Like they had a whole like New Jack Swing era, just like regular, just like mainstream music. And so like the Christian R&B, the slow jams, all that had a whole run. And then the upbeat stuff, like all of it had a run. And so it was just dope to go back to like the 90s and like the early 2000s. 2000s had a run too. And even now some of the artists are making like songs that sound like 2000s music, and that was a whole thing back then. So you got people like Out of Eden, some ladies. um who else did it? Trinity 369, I think their name is. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Trinity 369, I think that's the name of the group. But yeah, those artists really been making an impact. So shouts out to all those ladies and all those artists really just been doing it and really just making an impact in the community. And now their music is being more recognized because people are going back and noticing like just the legend of the music. It's impacted a lot of people. And I'm looking back at old comments and stuff like that, and they're like, "Yo, I grew up on this stuff." Oh, and check this out. Last year, through Bryce G. He's one of my favorite DJs out of Florida. And so he had a gospel mix. Actually, it was a funk gospel mix, and there was an artist I discovered called Kingdom, and these were like Christian. It was like an old school like 90s sounding like Christian R&B. It was super dope. And so, stuff that sounds like M2May, or like some old school Whitney Houston, or who else? Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, like them type of artists. That's what the music sound like. And then you had some songs that had the gospel choir like within the hook, and some of them didn't. And if you just listen to it, you just thinking that it's regular R&B until you listen to the words. I'm like, yo, this is fire. So one of my favorite songs by that group was called "Don't Be Afraid," or yeah, "Don't Be Afraid." Don't Be Afraid. That's the name of the song, and that's a dope song. And so I've added that to my list regularly. Anytime I'm in that 100 beats per minute, if I got an opportunity to play something a little more old school, I'll throw that song in there. But yeah, shouts out to Forrest Frank, man, because Forrest Frank did a switch, and he's been killing it, killing it, killing it. So shouts out to Forrest Frank. And shouts out to people that know about Forrest Frank and people that know the music, because I remember I was DJing at the gym. That's another thing I did last year too, which I'm gonna continue. Hopefully I can do this week, is DJ at the gym. But I was at the gym and I was playing music because I only play Christian music now. I don't play any mainstream music, regular and mainstream music anymore. So all your favorite artists and stuff like that, I don't play them anymore. So, but yeah, anyways, I was playing a mix, and I just be playing music because people don't be knowing what I'm playing, because they just think it's regular music, because people don't know that Christian music sound like that. So I'm playing music, and I had somebody get on, be like, yo, can you throw on some Forrest Frank? Actually, they had asked for a specific song, and I didn't realize at the time because I was in the middle of mixing, and I just seen Forrest Frank, but they wanted the song Up, I think with Connor Price. And so I didn't play that song, but I played the one with him and Caleb Gordon, which was lit. So I played that song, kind of mixed it in because I was freestyle mixing, and I mixed in the Forrest Frank. We turned up together, I would say, me and the stranger, whoever was on the mix at the time. That was legit. So, and shouts out to whoever was on the live at that time. They knew what I was playing, because they recognized the music. Um, yeah, just like Jesus Loves You says, there is a revival in this world. So revival is here. People been waiting on revival, and revival is here. And so I'm grateful for the time where God is allowing, like, some of the traditional that is working in the church, and then some of the new school. How would I put it? The new school things that God is doing within Christians and bridging it together, because I think both are powerful. Because not all the traditional stuff is like not working or not good, and then the new school stuff that people just don't understand. If we can just bridge them together, like, I just think we have, like, the ultimate thing. And so there's nothing wrong with traditional praise and worship. Like, I like traditional praise and worship. I like some of the traditional music. But then we also, there's the hip hop and the Christian R&B and stuff like that some of the people need, right? Like the urban people who I would say would benefit from that more because they relate to that more, right? You got the old school grandmas that got the traditional, and then some of the new stuff. Just put it both together, you got the ultimate thing. And so everybody can be edified, right? So everybody in the body of Christ, I say in the urban church, can be edified. The traditional people can be edified, and then the urban people can be edified. And so there's the day where we can be on stage and we can have some of the traditional playing, even if it's a traditional worship song. But if somebody can just throw in like a rap verse within that, somebody that can be in the pocket and do like a rap verse within the worship song, like, that'd be lit. I mean, in my opinion, I know that would draw me, because I'm thinking about the things that would have drew me in had I grew up going to church all the time. Like, I would have kept me interested, as if we had both of those together at the time. So that's what I foresee in the future, that's really gonna, like, impact people and keep people interested, and they keep the kids interested, because we need to allow the kids to have an opportunity to do something that'll keep them interested and keep them wanting to go to church. Because if we keep everything separate and not allowing the kids to participate at all, eventually, you'll lose them. And so I don't want to lose the kids, and we want to keep the kids interested. So in order to keep the kids interested, allow them to be involved, and that's one of the things that'll keep them interested. It says Zach Williams. I've heard of Zach Williams. Don't know exactly who that is. I may have to look him up after this live, but Zach Williams, I'm gonna check him out. But yeah, so yeah, we trying to make an impact, and so I'm grateful to be part of the beginning of this movement, as far as with the music space and what God is doing with the music and how we're gonna impact the world the way He wants us to impact the world. So, but yeah, the gym is another thing I did last year too. So shouts out to True Fit Gym locally. They allowed me to DJ in the gym any Friday that I'm available, and so I call it Fitness Friday. So usually I'm in there and I have my speakers connected, and I'm kind of separate, but I'm off to the side. I'm playing music, hopefully loud enough to where they can hear it, but then also not to, like, disturb what they got going on. And I've been able to do that a few times. I would say 14 times at this point, which has been really dope. And so part 15 will be on this Friday. And what I'm trying to do is connect to the main speakers of the gym, so that way, the sound reaches the entire gym. So that's what I'm hoping to do, which I think would be so legit. So praying for that'll work out. You say you recommend Chainbreaker. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Chainbreaker by Zach Williams. Let's do that. I'm gonna check that out afterwards. But yeah, I'm excited with what the Lord is doing in the season through music and everything else. Now I'm also not only just into urban music. I'm also into like Christian house, a little bit of Christian rock. And so when I'm doing these multi-genre mixes that I'm trying to do, like say at the gym, I'm trying to do a multi-genre mix where you'll get like some Spanish music in there, like some merengue, some salsa, or like some Christian or Cristiano trap. And then you got like regular, I guess hip hop, boom bap stuff, some neo soul, a little country rap. Like there's a dude named Rare of Breed. He's from North Carolina, and so he's got a song called "Don't Understand," which is like one of my favorites, for him. And so, throwing him in the mix, and people like Flyleaf. Like people forget about Flyleaf, and that was a Christian rock band. So I got a couple of those songs to throw in the mix, and just stuff like that. Just putting it all together. So I'm into that type of stuff too. So I don't only just listen to like urban Christian music. I like the house and everything else too. So. And I'm keeping my ears to the street because I want to like hear what else is hot that I can add to the mix, so that way I can kind of incorporate something that'll touch each person. And even like Korean music, K-pop music. It's like dope, like Christian artists do like K-pop stuff too. So man, just the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity to play this music and just introduce this to the world and just discover new music. So even people like y'all, right? The strangers, that's on the live. Y'all suggesting music, like Jesus Love You say, Zach Williams. I'm going to check it out because I never heard of him. And I never heard of that song. So I want to, see what that sound like, and potentially I can put that on the mix one day and, see how it goes. So that is it, y'all. That is it for the Man Suit Monday. I just want to just give y'all an update of what's going on. If you don't subscribe to the channel, I would suggest to go ahead and do so. You can check out some of the old mixes. And if you can check out the live I'm going to do on Tuesday, the Pull Up Radio Show, episode 52, I think. Episode 52 of the Pull Up Radio Show should be on Tuesday. And then episode 15 for Fitness Friday should be on Friday. And I'm going to try to go live earlier than I normally would, because normally I go live around like 10 o'clock-ish, 10:30. I'm going to try to go like a couple hours earlier, because I got to go to work. So, appreciate y'all for sure. Jesus Love You says, as a teenager who has been through a lot that a teenager should not go through, it's a great song. And yes, we should have teens in church. Shouts out to you, man. For real. You say teenager, I'm not going to ask that. Shouts out to the teens. So that's right. The teenagers want to be connected. They want to connect. And they just need people in the church that they can connect to who can understand them and present some things that'll keep them interested in the Lord. And know that God is not boring, like, at all. Like, God is lit. Like, no cap. God is lit, for real. People just don't understand. Some people don't understand how lit God is until you really just develop that personal relationship. And when you develop that personal relationship, like, sky's the limit of what God can do in you and through you. And so, unfortunately, there's still some misconception that, living a Christian life is boring. And my life has not been boring. So I remember like wilding out and going out and chasing girls and doing all that type of stuff and thinking that I was living lit. And I thought I was lit at the time, but life didn't become lit until I started following Jesus for real. And that's when my life really became lit. So I'm telling you, somebody knocking on the door, that might be our peoples. Anyways, love y'all, appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next live. See y'all later this week. Lego.